Marnie? He always stumbled over my name as though it had 24 syllables. He'd asked me what it meant once, dislodging a gingery strand of hair as he scratched his scalp. I've often wondered, but didn't like to ask Leonard. No, because it might have alerted Gramps to his lecherous tendencies. It means rejoice in Hebrew, and in Latin it's a variant of marina, meaning of the sea. I'd explained automatically. What? Your mum thought you were a mermaid or something? It's from an Alfred Hitchcock film, actually. My mother was a fan, I'd said, stepping away from his garlic and beer breath. Which film? Marnie? His face had flushed magenta as though I tricked him. I don't want any licorice willies, I told him now, before he could launch into another sales pitch. I know what my customers like, and so do they. But we mostly appeal to young children and old people, I said, keen to get rid of him. I don't want to upset the locals. I don't think it's fair that you won't even give them a chance. His voice held a veiled threat. I bet Sweetums will snap them up, he said, referring to a large chain sweet shop in Weymouth. They're not scared to take a risk. Fury sizzled up. You can supply Sweetums with licorice bosoms, bums, and fingernails for all I care, Rob. I don't want them. Just have a look, he wheedled. On an exasperated sigh, I moved between the counter, narrowing my eyes so I wouldn't be able to see his products clearly, and as I drew closer, Rob's arm shot out and snaked around my waist. He yanked me to his side, his hot breath gusting into my ear. Come on, love, he muttered. Make an old man happy. I didn't know whether he was referring to me placing an order or something else, but my heart misfired as I wrenched myself from his grasp, bumping my hip on the edge of the counter. For God's sake, Rob! I tried to calm my breathing. I think you should leave. He stared for a moment, eyes bulging. It was only a bit of fun, he said peevishly, swiping his samples back into his box. Where's your sense of humour? I'm saving it for something funny, I said, injecting my voice with steel. Now go and don't come back. What? As he turned, one of his willies fell on the floor. He picked it up and stuffed it in his pocket. Not ever. I shook my head. You're fired, I said. When he'd gone, muttering under his breath, I stood for a moment, blood pumping through my veins. OK, so you're fired wasn't quite the right phrase. I wasn't Sir Alan Sugar, but hopefully he'd got the message. I fist-pumped the air. Finally, I'd got rid of horrid, leery sex pest Rob Hancock. Then panic rose. As I paced the office out the back, I mouthed sorry to the photo of Gramps above the desk. Everyone used to comment on his resemblance to Uncle Albert from Only Fools and Horses, once his hair and beard turned white, but to me, he was just Gramps. Would he have been disappointed I'd mugged off Rob? The phone rang and I snatched it up. Does that mean you won't be placing your usual order? Certainty flooded through me. Never again, I said, and hung up. It was the most animated I'd been in weeks. I'd been running the Beachside sweet shop for nearly 2 years, since my grandfather passed away. I hadn't planned on staying so long, but it meant I could keep an eye on my grandmother, Celia, and carry on saving up for my grand escape, the one I'd planned with Alex. We'd managed to get away for a while. We were in Peru when I got the call to say Gramps was dying, but now Alex was in New York, and I was still in Shipley. Not that I needed a man to escape with. My mother went to India on her own when she was 18, so there was no reason I couldn't travel solo at the age of 29. You look odd, said Beth, bounding through the door on a blast of damp air. Rain was bouncing energetically off the pavement. Are you constipated? Ha, ha. It wasn't the sort of thing a member of staff should say to her boss, but as my best and oldest friend, she could get away with it. I've just fired Hancock. About time. Beth shrugged off her coat, revealing her sizable baby bump. You should have done it ages ago. But he's cheap, I said, and Hancocks have been around so long they're practically an institution.